Hi guys, and welcome to the guide. In this episode, we're talking about the ignorance of man. Playing some No Man's Sky because it makes like a great backdrop to this whole discussion, because it just kind of shows how massive the universe is. So it makes a great backdrop and like just how little we know. First off, let's get along with it. We're going to be talking about science. Sorry, so if you're a lover of science, I might hurt your feelings a little bit on this one, but I think it's some stuff that needs to be said, man. Alright, so science, it's done some amazing things, especially in the past 200 years. It gave us trains, boats, cars, airplanes. We even got spaceships now, even though they're not like spaceships we got in this plane. Like, once we get to that point, that would be awesome. And overall, I appreciate science a whole lot. So throughout this, I'm not knocking on science at all. I'm going to be knocking on atheism a little bit. So if you're an atheist, just forewarning. But it's all meant in good intentions, and this is not supposed to be like some empirical, I know everything and you know nothing discussion. So, if I say something you disagree with, please feel free to leave it in the comments. It's really not that big of a deal. But I think it's important enough to, like, get out there and start talking about as we're looking at my Dr. Evil planet. And I named the moon Mini-Me! It's freaking awesome. Alright, so the one downside about science is it kind of makes horrible belief systems. It's good at like technology and creating things that we can use and like use to manipulate our environment to give us an advantage in our environment, but it's not so good at making belief systems. So I mean, first and foremost is obviously Scientology. I mean, it's got the name science in the religion, but that's more like a religion, not a belief system. But it's a horrible, in my opinion, belief system. And the second is atheism, which I'm being very careful by calling it a belief system and not a religion, because I know how atheists get whenever you call atheism a religion. That is like fighting words right there. But I would say that it is a belief system, because science doesn't know everything yet. In fact, like anything outside of our solar system, they really know jack shit about. Like, they can detect a Jupiter-sized planet orbiting like a faraway star, but that planet's got to be extremely close. And they're coming up with some new astrology shit, you know, that's helping them out, but that's still all like guesswork until like, you know, humans get their boots on the ground and like actual physical contact is made. It's still all fucking guesswork. I mean, especially when you're dealing with like light years of distance between the two, and I think the closest star is like 7 light years away. So the light you're getting off of that star is 7 years old by the time it gets here. So something completely different is happening now from what you're seeing in your telescope. What you're seeing in your telescope happened 7 years ago. That's pretty much what it is. So there's a lot that science doesn't know. And science still hasn't even explored all of the oceans yet. Like, I think 98% of the ocean's floor is still unexplored. So we're still very much in our infancy of like discovering shit and understanding shit, as I'm pointing at my crappy planet. So we have a lot to learn, and that's why I put atheism as a belief system, because you still gotta believe in it, and science, it draws a lot from science, and you have to believe in what science is saying, because science still doesn't know everywhere. So there's a leap of faith in there somewhere that you have to believe in it, and that's why I'm calling it a belief system, because somewhere along the lines you have to believe that the bullshit they're telling you is true, whether it's true or just straight up bullshit. And a lot of times I think it's bullshit, because it's just a lot of guessing, unless there's like cold hard facts. And science has a horrible way of like saying something's a fact, and then 2 years down the line they're like, oh, sorry, we gotta retract that, we found that that is false, but this is your new fact that you must now believe to be true. But the biggest problem, at least that I have with atheism, is like, as a byproduct of the idea that like you only live once, you don't have a soul, So there is no afterlife. A byproduct of that belief system is, why the fuck should you care? And you should do whatever you can to have as much fun as you can now, because you won't be able to later. And I think that's the biggest problem I have with atheism, is it creates those type of personalities, or it reinforces the already selfish behavior of human beings. So like we lose the communal effect that many other religions like reinforce and like try to bring people together into a community and like help each other out. Atheism has a tendency to do the other thing, where it creates an already selfish human being and makes them more selfish. Like it reinforces that selfish behavior. And that's my biggest problem with atheism, because if you only live once, why the fuck are you gonna care? Because you're not gonna be around next time, so if you fuck anything up, that's not gonna be your problem. That might be your children's problem, that's not gonna be your problem. So atheism just kinda has a tendency of making selfish people. That's my biggest problem with it. This is coming from the point of view of like an agnostic person. Like, and what that is like, it's kind of the middleman between the religious types and the atheist types. Like, I believe in a god, I just don't believe in any gods that any religions that I've seen have presented to me. That's kind of the perspective I'm coming off of. Like, if you ask me, okay, if God created the universe, he created every motherfucking thing, then he knows he's awesome. He knows he's the shit. He doesn't need me to show up on Sundays to tell him that he's the man, because he already knows it, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't suffer from any ego problems, because he made fucking everything. He knows it. He's fucking awesome, and he knows it. Plus, if he is a being that can go anywhere he wants to in the entire universe, what would be his reasoning to stay on planet Earth right next to some not too bright human beings to be at their beck and call? Like, that's kind of selfish on our end to think that some like almighty being would really care all that much to like hang out and just hover around planet Earth just in case we need his help. That's kind of selfish on our end to think that. I mean, this game, No Man's Sky, is a game designed so us earthbound humans that have no way of getting into space can go fly around space and like discover things that otherwise we would have no idea. So if we're trying to do that, why would he not do the same thing? Like, if I could go anywhere in the universe, I'll be honest, the last place I would be hanging out would be planet Earth. Like, I'd be trying to go find that blue race in Mass Effect. I'd be seeing if they actually existed, that blue female chick race. Yeah, that's what I'd be doing. If I could go anywhere I wanted to go, that's what I would be doing, is I'd be trying to find that fucking lesbian race. Turn them straight, because I'm a dick like that. But the point is like, we've just barely made it into space. We're like a newborn baby that's still attached to the umbilical cord. We can like get out there and hover around for a little bit, and then we run back into our safe atmosphere, and we can't hang out there very long. So we don't know shit. We can't even like get to Mars yet. Like, on the galactic civilizations level, if there is such a thing, we're nobodies at all. Like, we can't even get outside of our solar system. So, like, our technology level is so low, like, we probably don't even go on a scale if there is an alien race out there that can, like, get from star systems to star systems. So, overall, like, we're an incredibly ignorant race. We're an incredibly clever race, so if anybody can get up into those stars, I think we can do it. But we're still an incredibly ignorant race at this stage in our civilizational development, because my mind moves faster than my mouth. But at our civilizational development rate, we're at an extremely low level, and we still have a lot to learn. So at this stage, to completely and totally X out a god is stupid and ignorant, in my opinion. And I might be completely wrong. Like, it could be complete and total chance, luck, and the Big Bang happened, and for no good reason we're here. But there being a God that created the Big Bang is just as logical and reasonable enough of a reason as any other reason there is that science has put forth. So just keep in the back of your mind, overall we're an incredibly ignorant race. And yeah, that's what I wanted to do with this. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you found some humor in this. I hope I enlightened you a little bit. Thanks for watching.